Good morning and welcome to Living Local 15. I'm your host, Jessica Williams. Happy Friday. I hope you all are enjoying this beautiful weather before it dips back down to the 50s next week. Gotta love spring. On today's show, we are getting tips to prepare your lawn for the spring weather and making sure your soil is all ready. Justin the lawn lover will be joining me. And we are also learning about cybersecurity from AT&T and protecting yourself from possible hacks and scams when receiving your tax refund. And later, I take you inside of Project Ballet. Are you ready? Let's get started.
Fashion, food, and fun. You're watching Living Local 15 with your host, Jessica Williams.
As we are continuing to get ready for spring, it's so important to pay attention to your lawn. So I'm really excited to chat with lawn lover himself. Justin is back joining me today. Hi, Justin.
Hi, Jessica.
How are you?
I am great.
Good. We got our green going.
Yes.
For the lawn and the grass.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Love it. Okay, so spring is here. That means different treatment. So the last time we spoke, we were talking about winterizing, our lawns and taking care of our grass in that way. But today you're going to share tips about the spring.
Absolutely.
So share with me.
Yeah, so this is the best time of year, I think, for lawns. Everything's starting to wake up finally here. We've had some crazy weather in Indiana recently, so we finally got out of that cold snap. The soil temperatures are starting to warm up, and we're getting to the point where the grass is waking up. People are starting to mow, and the grass is ready to be fed. So we're at that crucial time of year when it's great to get a jump start on your lawn and start improving things for the rest of the season.
Yes, I love that. The grass is waking up.
Yep.
The flowers are blooming and the grass is waking up. Okay, wonderful. So as we are now preparing for the spring side of taking care of our lawns, what is a top tip that you have to share with us today?
Yeah, I would say probably one of the biggest tips that a lot of people don't think about is just getting their equipment ready for the season.
Okay.
That's going to be getting your mowers ready, changing oil, stuff that you didn't take care of in the fall, getting a sharp mower blade. All this stuff is going to bode you well down the road in making sure that you're up and running when it's time to go, and it's going to help keep your grass healthier when you have up and top-notch equipment and it's all ready.
Yes, that's good. Okay, so prepping it, having it ready to go in advance so that you're not rushing.
Yep,
Like, oh no,
yeah.
It's time. Okay, but what about the soil?
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. So I know that you have some advice for a soil test. What is that exactly?
Yeah, so a soil test is probably one of the easiest, most crucial steps that is going to help you through the season. So I always say that doing a soil test, you spend $20-$30 up front. It's going to give you a lot of information on what your soil needs, so you're more efficiently using your money and buying products that you need as opposed to products that you don't need. So it's going to tell you things like what your macronutrients in your soil is, what your pH in your soil is, which is crucial to know what you need to apply, and that you're not spending money on unneeded products. And not only that, you're going to see better results, especially I would say the most important thing that you're going to learn from a soil test is your soil pH. I personally have struggled with soil pH. I've had alkaline soil, which is high soil pH. And if you're not in that dialed in range of like 5.8 to 6.5, you're going to struggle keeping your grass nice and green. A lot of people go for that nice green look, and you can throw as many products as you want onto your lawn, but if your pH is not in line and ideal in an ideal range, you're never going to get the results that you're looking for. So,
wow.
Yeah.
So how does one conduct a soil test?
Yeah, so you can contact local resources like the local county extension offices. I know Purdue University has a great program through local county extension offices that you can contact whatever county you live in. Each one has one in Indiana. Most of them do soil testing for a small fee. You can also go the online route. I work with a lot of people on the social media platforms and channels that I always recommend the online route just because it's easy for them to get. It's easier for them to send in, and they get all their online results that they can keep forever and kind of compare year over year. So a lot of people get intimidated by it, but it's super easy to go out, take some soil samples out of your yard, put it in a box, send it away, and then get a result in a week. And
in a week, okay.
Yeah, yep. Yep.
Wow. Okay, that's wonderful. That's really cool to learn about. And also, let's circle back to when you're prepping for the lawn care, what are some top items that people need to go ahead and buy now that they will need for their lawns that they may not know?
Yeah. So probably the most widely used thing this time of year is a high nitrogen fertilizer. What that high nitrogen content is going to do in the springtime is basically get that grass jump started and give it a boost. So it's going to tell the grass to grow, it's going to feed it, and it's going to also give you that green up color on your lawn. You are going to have to mow a little more, so you want to not put a ton on, but high nitrogen fertilizer is something that basically tells that grass, let's get going, season's here, and let's grow for the rest of the year.
Wow. Okay, so that fertilizer. And then what about some equipment that one would need to take care of their grass? And even, like you're saying, the fertilization. I know that, now listen, I don't know a whole lot about lawn care, but I've seen like this this device that you kind of plug into the ground to kind of shake and loosen up the soil and kind of prepare the fertilization. Is that something correct?
Yeah, you're talking like aeration, I'm assuming.
Okay.
So a lot of people do core aeration, which is going to take plugs out of your soil and kind of aerate the soil. And let it breathe. So a lot of times we have harsh winters here in Indiana. So with that freezing and thawing, and we didn't have a lot of snow this year, but when we do, it kind of compacts everything down. So what that spring aeration is going to do for you is just open up the soil, let it breathe, and then let your fertilizer and your nutrients and water down in there, and just kind of get everything jump started and going for the rest of the season.
Get all prepared. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, Justin, for sharing this information. This is part one of what we're going to learn from Justin. If you would like more information about the lawn lover, we'll have his YouTube listed below, and stay tuned for next week for part two of how to take care of your lawn. We'll be right back.
Follow us on social media at Living Local 15.
The tax deadline is quickly approaching, and you only have a few more days to file. The deadline is Tuesday, April 18th to submit your taxes or request an extension. And with everyone filing their taxes digitally and receiving their refund electronically, this is the prime time for hackers to attack. Here to share on cybersecurity is Theo Alexander, the Director of Sales at AT&T. Hi, Theo.
Hey, good morning.
Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Yes. So, of course, this is the time of year that people are so focused on trying to make sure that they submit their taxes on time, by deadline, and they're using electronic devices to do so. So share with us some of the cyber risk that people have when they are filing on their computer and on their phones.
Yeah, so 52% of consumers today are filing their taxes online, and the IRS actually suggests that. So we want to make sure that people are actually being safe. There's a lot of cyber things going out there in the world where people are trying to steal information. So we just want to make sure you're using reputable platforms. TurboTax, H&R Block. Make sure you're using something that's known. But then also, avoid public Wi-Fi. Make sure you're using a secure, Wi-Fi network. Whether at home or at a friend's house or anything like that. We don't want anybody doing this at like a Starbucks and using their Wi-Fi or anything like that. So just make sure you're using, avoid the public Wi-Fi. Create strong passwords. Don't use things that are, people can guess pretty easily, birthdays or anything like that. We want to make sure we're using things where cyber criminals out there today cannot just access, very, very easily.
Yes, and that's so interesting. 52%. I would have expected that percentage to be higher. So that many people are filing manually. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
Crazy.
Yeah. For sure. The IRS suggests that we do it. You actually get the refund faster versus doing it manually. So going online, you actually get the refund quicker. You get faster response time by doing it online.
And you make a really great point about using the credible services and softwares because, of course, those have fees, and people want to avoid the cost of filing. And there are so many sites that kind of tempt you to file for free, or do you need to submit a form? Use our site, and you don't know if they are credible, if they're trying to take your information, or they can be an overall scheme.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, using these, reputable platforms, right, makes it easy. These companies are not sending you text messages and things. They never actually send text messages ever, right? Everything's done online. You'll get it through your email, not through a text message, because that's where the cyber criminals are doing. That's how they're stealing information. They're sending those those scam text messages.
Yes.
And then people are clicking on those links, and they're making it easy to grab your information.
Right. And right now, people are using their phones more than ever. So they're filing on the mobile devices and using apps. So what advice do you have for those who are using the apps as opposed to using a more secured platform like their PC?
Yeah, definitely. Continue. You can use that. One thing I would suggest is installing the security software on your phone, and it's app based, so it's not anything you have to do or that's tough. AT&T actually offers something, and it's free. It's called AT&T Security Software. You can download the app to your phone, and it's just like a firewall, if you will, on your device that hackers cannot hack into. So by downloading that app, right, you're essentially putting a firewall on your device, and then you can file your taxes freely. Again, still use a secure Wi-Fi connection. Don't use public Wi-Fi. But on a secure Wi-Fi connection, using that software, having that, firewall on your device kind of just, gives you that layer of protection you need while filing your taxes.
Yes. Okay. And of course, the deadline is approaching. So a lot of people may have already filed their taxes, but they are still at risk after you file because you're going to be receiving that refund, and people are so anxious and excited about it that they could end up being tricked or duped, because people are out there sending out fake information to give you your tax refund. So what advice do you have for those after the filing?
Yeah, after the filing, just understand that everything's done through email. Nothing is done through phone calls. I've known people who have gotten scammed through phone calls or even text messages. Do not, hang up immediately. If you have questions, call the IRS directly. But don't take any calls. Don't click on any text messages. If it's definitely going to come through the mail or email. That's where it's going to come through. Nothing else. So just make sure you're following those steps, and you'll be good to go. And if you have any questions, like I said, just call the IRS, and they'll guide you for sure.
Okay, that is good. I think that understanding and remembering that you can reach out to the IRS, and it's not a scary thing. They are there to answer your questions, and you can find out information about your personal accounts by contacting them, and that's great. Now, sometimes you can receive a text notification from some of the softwares. If you file with them electronically, they'll send you a confirmation, and then they'll also let you know that your refund is on the way. However, they will never request information from you or have you click on links to type in any information, correct?
That is correct. Yes, ma'am. And also another thing is create a PIN, right? They'll allow you to create a PIN, which will be another layer of security. So doing it through these platforms, they are going to ask you to create an identification PIN. Make sure you save that, whether it's, on your device or on your computer somewhere, but save that device. And then when you call into the IRS, if you do have questions, they will request that PIN, which again just gives you that extra layer of protection.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much, Theo, for sharing that information. And can you tell us again, what is that free app through AT&T?
Yes, it's called AT&T Security Software.
Okay. All right, perfect. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all for having me.
Yes. If you would like more information about the AT&T software, we'll have their website listed below, and we'll be right back.
Living Local 15, proudly driven by the Kelly Automotive Group.
I am at Project Ballet, which is a nonprofit school offering high quality academics and elite ballet training. I'm taking you on the inside. Come on. I am here with Jen Frank, who is the academic director at Project Ballet. Hi, Jen.
Hi.
Thanks for joining me.
Thank you so much for coming. We appreciate you guys being here today.
Yeah, so tell us about Project Ballet.
Oh my gosh, well, there's so much to tell. We are a school for pre-professional ballerinas, and we're, I think, one of the only schools like us in the whole country. So I help to run the academic school here. So what happens is that our students come in the mornings, they take their academic classes, math, English, French, etc., and then they have the whole afternoon to dedicate to their ballet training then. So they get everything all in one building, and yeah.
What do you all offer that's different from the normal school?
That's a really good question. Many things. So, you know, I think that one of the things that makes us stand apart is that, you know, we're a small school, we're a small learning environment. Everyone who has chosen to come to this school has done so for a very specific reason. They either are passionate about dance and want to pursue that later on, or you know, we also have students who will occasionally come to school here because they have another passion that they're interested in, and then they have time to pursue those passions in the afternoon. So, you know, everybody's here, they've chosen to come, they're dedicated, they're motivated to learn, which is wonderful for the teachers.
Right, absolutely. And one thing that I love is just the balance of being able to take classes and then you offer the training and the dance classes, because a lot of times that has to be an extracurricular activity that happens later in the day.
It does, for sure, and that's one of the reasons why our founder founded the school, created the idea of this school, is because she was formerly a dancer herself, a ballet dancer, and thought it would be really, really convenient, you know, to have her to be able to dance and do her academic classes all in one building. And so she thought of this model, and here we are 19 years later.
Yes,
so, yeah.
yes, and then kids can go home and enjoy their at-home life and their
Right.
family, so which is really great.
Right.
And so what are the age ranges of students and the grades?
So in the academic school, we start out at 6th grade and we go all the way up to 12th grade. So we, you know, you can graduate from here, you get a diploma, you go on to college, or go on to become a professional dancer, which many of the kids do, sometimes both of those things.
Awesome.
And then, you know, as far as ballet classes are concerned, we also have like community type level ballet classes as well. So we have 3-year-olds coming in here, you know, all the way up to age 18 essentially.
Yeah, that's great. And speaking of seeing some kids, let's go find some and talk to them.
Okay, sounds good.
With me now are 2 students from Project Ballet, Victor, who has been coming here for 8 years, and Violet, who has been coming here for 11 years. Hi, guys.
Hi.
So tell me about your experience coming to this school so far.
It's definitely been really unique, not like anything, not like any other kind of high school experience. Definitely challenging in a lot of ways, but I've enjoyed it, and
Yeah.
I think Project Ballet is a really unique place because it allows us to pursue our passion, but we can also get a really good education. And it's just a really fun place to go to school.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell me, you say it challenges you as well. What are the challenges and how does that improve your overall academic and ballet skills?
I think the challenge of ballet is like it's a lot of physical and mental challenge, and then on top of that, there's the challenge of having a kind of compressed academic program, so you have more homework and less time in class, so you have to kind of work more by yourself outside of class.
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned that coming here was exciting and it's a change from normal school, so tell me how.
Well, in a normal school, you would get all of your regular classes like your literature and math and sciences and history. But you would, in a normal high school, you would usually get like a music class or a gym class, whereas for us that's all combined into one, which is our ballet training. And so since academics is all sort of smushed into like half of the day, as Victor said, it's very rigorous, but we also have a fewer number of classes because the classes that we lose we make up for in our ballet training.
And so you all chose to come to this school, which is really cool. You know, you chose to have this type of experience. So what would you say to encourage any kid out there that's like, you know what, I love to dance, or I'm interested in getting into ballet, that looks like the school for me?
Well, definitely know what you're getting into. It's challenging. But also don't be scared. I mean, it's just as hard as any sport.
I would just say go for it. I mean, don't let anybody else talk you out of something that you think is really special to you and important to you. And I think both of us would say this has been just such a special, unique thing that we get to be a part of.
Well, thank you guys so much for chatting with me. And as they said, dance is a sport, so go for it.
Have an idea for the show? Want to find out how you can be a guest? Contact us at livinglocal15@wayne.com.
Thank you so much for joining me today. To rewatch segments of Living Local 15 or to see our full episodes, you can head over to wayne.com and also download the WANE app. I just want to let you know, today is a good day to have a great day. Enjoy your Friday, enjoy your weekend, and I look forward to seeing you on Monday. Bye-bye.